Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 20th Anniversary Science Advancement Online Tour Session. My name is Muhammad Luman and I'll be your tour guide for today's memorable event. Even though we're in a new normal where we can't showcase the exhibits and infos in real life, in a museum, face to face, but I hope that this touring session could let you all immerse and feel like you are in an actual museum itself. That's what I hope. On behalf of the museum, I welcome you all to this touring session today. So without wasting any time, let us begin. For today's session, you will be explained by our talented department that studied a lot about the chemists that will be revolved around today. So let us together dive into the career and personal life of this well-known chemist known as Muhammad Ibn Zakaria Al-Razi. So without further ado, let us welcome Professor Chua Xiang Yuan to give us an introduction about Muhammad Ibn Zakaria Al-Razi. Take it away, Professor.
Hello everyone, I am Xiang Yuan. I am going to do the introduction about Al-Razi. The precise name of Al-Razi is Razi. His Latinized name is Razus. He was born in 864 CE or 350 AR, Iran. He was born in the Islamic Golden Age at Iran. Razi's main interests are medicine, philosophy, and alchemy. He is the first who wrote up limited or extensive on diseases such as smallpox and chickenpox. He is also a pioneer in ophthalmology and author of the first book on pediatrics. In his life journey, he tried hard to make a leading contribution in inorganic and organic chemistry. In chemical research, he created a perfect distillation and extraction method. Through the distillation and grade abrium and petroleum, he found sulfuric acid and kerosene respectively. Razi devoted his whole life journey to chemistry, philosophy, and alchemy. In the end, Razi died at the age of 61 and 925 CE. That's all for the introduction about Al-Razi.
Thank you so much, Professor Chua Xiang Yuan. So now, folks, you all will be learning about what made this chemist known as Muhammad Ibn Zakaria Al-Razi famous. This part of exhibit will be explained by Professor Sean Chin Eng Hong. So the stage is yours, Professor.
Al-Razi is famous of presenting the first systematic classification of carefully observed and verified facts regarding chemical substances, reactions, and apparatus, described in a language almost entirely free from mysticism and ambiguity. Writing Sir Al-Asrar, The Secret of Secrets in English, one of his best-known alchemical books, which largely superseded his earlier ones, made him famous in the chemistry field. It is one of the most widely read texts of the High Middle Ages, or even the most read. Amid the 12th century Renaissance recovery of Aristotle, medieval readers took the ascription to Aristotle at face value and treated this work among Aristotle's genuine works. It is particularly connected with the 13th century English scholar Roger Bacon, who cited it more often than his contemporaries and even produced an edited manuscript with his own introduction and notes. So from here, we can know that writing Sir Al-Asrar made Al-Razi so famous in this field. So, what is written in Sir Al-Asrar that made its writer so famous? In Sir Al-Asrar, Al-Razi had given systematic attention to basic chemical operations, which is important to the history of pharmacy. In this book, Al-Razi divides matter into three categories, as in his previous book, Al-Asrar, The Secret in English. The first category is about knowledge and identifications of the medical components within substance derived from plants, animals, and also minerals, and description of the best types of medical treatments. The second category is about knowledge and equipment and tools of interest to use by either alchemists or apothecaries. The third category is about knowledge of 7 alchemical procedures and techniques, which is sublimation and condensation of mercury, precipitation of sulfur, and arsenic calcination of minerals, such as gold, silver, copper, lead, and iron. In this last category also contains additional description of other methods and application used in transmutation of metals, such as the added mixture and use of solvent vehicles, the amount and heat used, bodies and stones that can or cannot be transmuted into corporeal substances such as metals and salts, the use of a liquid mordant which quickly and permanently colors lesser metals for more lucrative sales and profits. Al-Razi also gives methods and procedures of gold leafing, which is coloring a silver object to imitate gold, and the reverse technique of removing its color back to silver. Gilding and silvering of other metals such as alum, calcium salts, iron, copper, and terti also described, as well as how colors will last for years without tarnishing or changing.
Thank you so much, Professor Sean. So now folks, we have reached the second half part of this stirring session. My good friend, Miss Ong Zingru, will take it away from here. So please welcome Miss Ong Zingru.
Hello everyone, I'm Singru. It's great to meet you all in our 20th anniversary Science Advancement online tour session. I'm going to take over Lukman to be your tour guide for the following sessions, and yeah, it's my pleasure to service you. Now we are going to explore more about Muhammad ibn Zakaria al-Razi. I promise that you are going to enjoy it. After you have learned about the introduction of al-Razi and what made him so famous in chemistry, it's time to know more about his contributions in the field. I'd like to give a warm welcome to our beloved professor, Professor Daniel Low E.G. He'll explain more to you about al-Razi's contributions.
I'm going to share about al-Razi's contributions to society. His contributions can be divided into three parts, which are medicine, philosophy, and alchemy. For the first part, which medicine, al-Razi devoted his life to research about medicines, and he came up with psychology and psychotherapy. Al-Razi was considered to have been the greatest physician of the Islamic world, and he was also one of the world's first great medical experts. Talking about medicine, we'll get to know pharmacy. By compiling texts, al-Razi introduces the uses of mercurial ointment, which is used in the treatment of persons with disease of the skin since time immemorial. Development of apparatus such as mortars, flasks, spatulas, and phials. He also wrote some books on medicine, which included the books of smallpox and measles, doubts about Galen, and Al-Hawi. Moving to the next part, we have philosophy. Discussing about philosophy, al-Razi's metaphysical doctrine derives from the theory of the five eternals, according to which the world is produced out of an interaction between God and four other eternal principles. He accepted a pre-Socratic type of atomism of the bodies, and for that he differed from both the Falasifa and the Mutakallimun. Besides, al-Razi had written over 15 books on philosophy, including the small book on theism, Response to Abdul al-Qasim Bro, and the greater book on theism. Moving to the last part, which is alchemy. Al-Razi was interested in alchemy, and he strongly believed in the possibility of transmutation of matter, in particular with attempts of convert base metals such as copper, iron, into gold or find a universal elixir. About his major works on alchemy, The Secret, which is al-Razi's most famous book that gives systematic attention to basic chemical operations important to the history of pharmacy. In his masterpiece, he divided the subject of matter into three categories: The first one, knowledge of identification of medical components within substance. The second, knowledge of equipment and tools of interest. And for the last, knowledge of 7 alchemical procedures and techniques. He is also an author on some alchemy books, which are known as the Books of Secrets, the Secrets of Secrets, the first book on experiments, and the second book on experiments.
Thank you so much, Professor Daniel. Okay, my dear tourists, let's move on to our last exhibit, which is the benefits gained by community from Al-Razi's contributions. Professor Ganeshwar will be the one who explains this topic to you.
Hi everyone, so today I'm gonna explain the benefits gained by the community by the work of Al-Razi. So first, let's see, Kitab Al-Hawi, Liber Continens, a compilation of his readings of Greek and Roman medicine. So second one, Kitab Al-Mansuri Fil Al-Tib, is a concise handbook of medical science that he wrote for the ruler of Ar-Rai Abu Salih al-Mansur ibn Ishaq, the ruler of Ar-Rai around the year 903. So the next one, Kitab Man La Yadu Ruhu Al-Tabib, book of who is not attended by a physician or a medical advisor for the general public, is dedicated to the poor, the traveller and the ordinary citizen who could consult or refer it to a treatment of common ailments when a doctor was not available. So next we have Kitab Bur al-Sa'ah, Cure in an Hour, is a short essay by Al-Razi concerning ailments that he claims can be cured within an hour's time. They include headache, toothache, earache, colic, itching, loss of feeling in numb extremities and aching muscles. So the next one we have Kitab Al-Tib Ar-Ruhani, the book of spiritual medicines. Next one, Kitab Al-Judari Wal Hasba, the book of smallpox and measles. The next one we have Kitab Al-Murshid, is a short introduction to basic medical principles that we are intended as a lecture to students. Next one we have Al-Shakok ala Jalinus. In this book he criticized some of the Galen's theory, particularly the 4 separate humous liquid substances including blood, flame, yellow bile and dark bile, whose balance were thought to be key to health and a natural body temperature. He reported that Galen's description did not agree with his own clinical observations. Furthermore, we have Al-Shara Al-Falsafia, the philosophical approach. And the last but not least, Kitab Sir Al-Asrar, Book of Secrets, deals with alchemy.
Thank you so much, Professor Ganesh. Well, that's actually the end of our touring session. I'm sure that you have learned a lot about the chemist Muhammad ibn Zakaria Al-Razi. Thank you so much for making the effort to come today. I hope that you are having an awesome experience here. See you next time. Bye!